Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So what is the difference between like Selenium and QTP? So if you will see, these are the features based on the no features are there what we can do with the help of a which tool. And this is Selenium and QTP. If we talk about the perspective of the license, so Selenium is our open source and QTP is our licensed tool. And feature, if you see type of a software, so Selenium is kind of set of a API. It will give you a jar file for to you to use the Selenium. But QTP is itself a desktop application. They will give you, itself a tool or the ID itself. They will give you the ID to use it. So it's a desktop application. If we see the flexibility, if we're using the Selenium, we can run across multiple browsers, right? And in QTP, we can't do that also to run in all the browsers there.
Rahul, just one question. When you say supports only Windows, you mean to say like Windows application?
On the Windows, on the Windows system
Desktop.
only.
Okay, on the Windows. Okay,
Yeah, it
and
will
on
not
the Windows
support.
it can support both desktop and browser, right?
Yeah, I
No,
mean, no, it's like
like
Linux.
Mac,
Yeah,
you're
Mac and
saying
Linux.
Mac, Linux.
It will not support Linux or Mac. So system only should be Windows there, because QTP is a Microsoft product and you can only use the Microsoft Windows for that. You can't run on the Linux because Linux is a free operating system, and you can't use on the Linux operating system or Mac operating system for you. But
Okay.
Selenium, you see the supported environments like Selenium, you can use on the Android, iOS, Windows, Linux, Mac. So there is multiple environments you can use the Selenium.
Okay, then like I was about to ask, like QTP also supports both the browser automation and desktop application, right? That was my question.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yes, yes,
Okay, thank you.
yes. That it will support. But Selenium only supports the web application.
Yeah, yes, got it.
And if you talk about the object repository, it does not have any such object repository. But QTP, once you will create the project inbuilt, they will automatically create a built-in repository for you where you can write down your all the locators and all. But in the case of Selenium, you have to use the page object design model in that case if you are using the Selenium. But QTP will provide by default to you. If we talk about the programming language, because there are a multiple skill person, suppose I am a tester, I know the Java, you are a tester, you mostly worked on the Python, or someone has worked on the C#. So based on the skills also we have to use it, because there can be a challenge who is not skilled in a particular language. So but Selenium supports most of the language. It supports Java, C#, Ruby, Python, Perl, PHP, and JavaScript. But QTP, you have to use the VB script. No any other language it will support. If you don't know VB script and if you are going to use the QTP, so in that case you have to learn the VB script. Otherwise, you will not be able to automate the with the help of a QTP. And most language with the Selenium that is getting used in the market is the Java only. So that's why if you will see, and every course training course is happens on the Selenium with Java, because Java is the most preferred language in the market. And after that there is a C#, and then JavaScript is there, and then Python is also some companies use. Okay. And the next is customer support. So there will be no dedicated, actually there is a you know uh, actually this dedicated ST support is under the QTP, and Selenium is under here. So Selenium community forum will be there for the Selenium, but in the case of a QTP they will dedicated provide you the support. Some few members will be there from the team, and if you need any help, so in that case you can do that. They will help you to achieve particular functionality for you. One second. And test supports that you was asking for, so it only supports the web based application,
Yes,
and QTP supports both web and the desktop based applications. If we talk
yes.
about the browsers, it supports Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer. So even the Internet Explorer, what I will say, is now not getting used because it has been depreciated by the Microsoft. Only the Edge browser is there for you to use, but still we were able to use the automate on the IE browser also in the earlier time, and we can use the Opera, Safari, etc. also. But in case of a QTP, it is having the no limitations on the versions as well. That you can only use Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, and Internet Explorer, because Safari will be available only on the Mac, but we can't no run on the Mac's system. So that's why we are not able to run even on the Safari browser, right? So some limitations are there to run for the different browsers in case of a QTP.
Is Firefox available now, Rahul?
Firefox is there, yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes, Firefox is there, but mostly we use Chrome and the Edge.
Yeah, yeah.
Mostly we use, but Firefox, yes, it is there. Even in my some 1 2 months back, I have used the Firefox also.
Okay, okay.
Because
I
if
heard
you'll
some.
see Firefox ID, you have here. I'm not sure. Firefox plugin is there. With the help of it, that we locate the element also.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that is also there. But mostly we use Google Chrome and I. And in case of
And Edge.
Edge also, yes. I think is not in the use. Even if you will open
Yes,
the
yes.
I, na, that it is not supporting. You will not able to open the I, and only the Edge browser is there now.
Yes, Rahul.
Yeah. And if we talk about the ID basis, so works only on Qt. See, this is again I have written. I think the changed one only. One second. Okay, so in the case of a Selenium, you can automate on the Eclipse. Also, you can include the .NET ID also, because if you are using the C Sharp, in that case you can use the .NET, and you can also use the NetBeans also there if you are working with Java. And in case if you are using a Python language, so in that case you have to use the PyCharm ID for that. So there is a particular ID will be there as based on the language that you are using for your Selenium. But in case of a QTP, QTP will provide itself its ID to you, that Microsoft will give, that we have to use the same ID only. And it only supports the VB language. If we talk about the test report generation, Selenium by default will not give you any report. We have to depend on the external library like TestNG library or some extent report for that. But in case of a QTP, as this is a paid tool, so they have inbuilt given the reporting feature also to you. If we talk about the parameterization, we have to rely one of the supported programming language for parameterization. But in case of a QTP, in build parameterization, it will provide to you, right? Because we have, for the Selenium, we have to make our method with the help of arguments and dynamic, like not the static data. So we have to do the parameterization for our functions. So but in QTP we don't have to do that. So these are some major differences, like between Selenium and QTP I have explained. So like this, every tool is having some features, advantage and disadvantage. So based on this type of features and client requirement, we decide our automation tool, that we should use a Selenium or a QTP. Our tester are basically known which language, or client is looking for a open source, or he can pay the tool, pay for the tool as well, or which application we have to automate. So that kind of we have to depends on, and we have to decide which tool is best for our automation project.